Class of 1991, we are here to honor you today and to celebrate with you your accomplishments. In addition to your families and friends, we have a number of other very special guests who are here to honor you. From the Danville Community College Board, please stand as I call your name. Mr. Lawrence Olds, Chairman of the Board. Mr. Randy Davis, City of Danville. Mr. Stanley Jeffries, Halifax County. Mr. Clyde Metcalf, Pittsylvania County. Mr. Robert Thompson, Pittsylvania County. Thank you. Additionally, I would like to introduce to you Mr. Irving M. Groves, Jr., a member of the State Board for Community Colleges. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome all of these special guests this evening. I also want to express my appreciation to Ms. Betty Marshall of the Danville Speech and Hearing Clinic, who is signing today's graduation ceremony for the hearing impaired. Before proceeding with the program, I would like to ask Ms. Melina Ferguson to come forward as this year's faculty marshal as we dedicate the Danville Community College Mace. Dr. Frank Campbell, on behalf of Aver College, has presented this college mace to us as a symbol of the friendship and partnership between Danville's two institutions of higher education. The mace of silver and walnut has its history and antiquity, first as a weapon, then as a symbol of royalty and a sign of authority. The mace is now traditionally carried by the faculty marshal as a symbol of the professor's role and preeminence at modern institutions of education. The mace recognizes our own college's beginning as Danville Technical School, Danville Technical Institute, and the Danville branch of Virginia Tech. These names are inscribed on the bands. The silver figure at the top carries a torch of knowledge. The mace is to be carried by the faculty marshal at each ceremony in which academic regalia is present. There will be a reception under the trees following the ceremony this evening. I hope each of you will join us in that informal setting to meet our graduates, our faculty, and many friends here tonight. Our Educational Foundation's Museum of Natural History will also be open after graduation. If you have a little time following the reception, please take a few minutes to walk over to the museum. I know you'll be delighted with the exhibits. I would now like to ask Mr. Lawrence Olds, College Board Chair, to introduce our commencement speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, we are honored to have with us tonight the Chairman of the State Board for Community Colleges, Dr. William D. Dolan III. Dr. Dolan was appointed to the State Board by Governor Ballous and reappointed by Governor Wilder. He is serving his second term as chairman, having been elected by the membership in 1990 and re-elected earlier this month. In introducing Chairman Dolan to you, I'd like to commit that this is the first time in recent memory that the chairman of the State Board of Community Colleges has been on our campus. His presence today on a Friday night at the end of July, where he has given up much, including the comfort of air conditioning, speaks well of him. His service to the State Board for Community Colleges has that same dedication as did his service to the Governor's Commission on the University of the 21st Century. Chairman Dolan is an attorney with the firm of Venable, Bajer, and Howard in Arlington, Virginia. He has served as president of the Virginia State Bar and the Virginia Commission on Women and Minority in the Legal System. He presently serves as a member of the General Assembly Joint Subcommittees studying election laws and the Commonwealth Systems of Appellate Review of Civil Cases, Arlington's Hospital Board of Directors, Arlington County Emergency Medical Services Council, and a number of other community activities. Dr. Dolan is a native of Washington, D.C., received his A.B. degree from Marquette University and his Juris Doctorate degree from the Columbia School of Law, Catholic University. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please help me welcome in true Southside Virginia fashion, the Chairman of the State Board for Community Colleges, Dr. William D. Dolan.
Depending on how these remarks go, it may well be a long time before a chairman of the State Board for Community College is invited back. We will not take a poll until after I have left. Good evening. President Oliver, Chairman Oles, members of the local board, members of the faculty and administration, parents, family members, friends, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, you, the class of 1991. I thank you for inviting me to share this very happy moment with you. You know, commencement speakers are traditionally charged with conveying congratulations, offering a view about a particular problem, or the world in general, all wrapped in the cloak of wisdom, usually at some great length and mind-boggling complexity. But I also know that far more frequently, the content of commencement remarks are forgotten before the parking lot is empty, and certainly the identity of the commencement speaker long before that. With that background, let's talk a bit about wisdom. Under the heading of wisdom, I bring you the words of a distinguished American philosopher, Bob Hope. You do know who Bob Hope is, don't you? On an occasion very similar to this, Hope was the commencement speaker. And he told a graduating class this: as you leave here, to go out and to seek your way in the cold, cruel world of competition, greed, turmoil, I offer you one bit of advice. Don't go. You leave this institution tonight enriched mentally from your course of study, better able to compete and to learn throughout your life. In short, better able to think. Jefferson warned us long ago that if a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. All of us need to recognize again and restate to one another that the blessings of opportunity that we celebrate here tonight and that we have enjoyed in our lives are not now and never were free. Those who have gone before us have provided the opportunities that we enjoy. If we as a people, you and me, are to do our part to preserve that greatest of gifts, opportunity, we must recognize that we owe a debt. Not merely a monetary debt, though we owe that as well, but a debt to constantly shape and reshape our society and its institutions. As you leave here tonight, in this great and well-deserved celebration, you inherit an obligation to do more than work or seek further education. To live life fully, you must give back to your community, to your state, to your country. It's an old maxim that there's nothing new under the sun. In many ways, that's true. And what I urge you to do tonight is not new. It's very old. The idea of service back to the Commonwealth is as old as the Commonwealth herself. But recently, we as a people seem to have forgotten that obligation. So we remind ourselves here tonight of what we owe to so many. In particular, I ask you tonight to remember what you owe to this college, aside from library fees. This year is the 25th anniversary of the Virginia Community College system. It is, I hope, this entire community and this great crowd here tonight will agree, is one of the great public policy ideas of the 20th century. But it needs help. In times of budget cuts, our state funding is too low and our tuition is too high. Who better than you knows the problem and knows the importance of preserving the opportunity that you enjoyed? Your cost of education was underwritten by your fellow citizens. You only paid 25 to 30% of what it really cost to provide you the educational opportunity you enjoyed. And that, as one of those who gladly contributed toward that, is the best money we've ever spent. But you need to remember that. And you now need to cross over and work with us to pass on that opportunity to others. And who better than you to do the things that seem so little but mean so much? If each of you, class of 1991, wrote one letter to the governing structure of the Commonwealth seeking the support for this community college and its 22 sister institutions, it would mean so much. If each of you resolved to do just one thing next year, just a part of one day to help Danville Community College, what an effect it would have. If each of you would say to one another, what can we do to help the faculty and President Oliver help the students next year if the money doesn't come? So much could be done if all of us lend a little support to the project. As the years pass, don't forget your obligations. I will try not to forget mine to the community college system and more broadly to our community. If you take from these remarks just the idea of an obligation that's personal to each one of you, then I will be very satisfied after you've long forgotten me, which will be by the time you get to the parking lot. But if you'll remember this institution and the faculty that gave you so much. I say to you, have fun and live life fully. But give back. Give back to this community and to this Commonwealth. We are very proud of you. You're terrific. you have reason to be very proud of yourself tonight. I bring you the congratulations of the State Board of Community College and the entire community college family. And more than that, I bring to each one of you a graduation present. It's from me to each of you. It's a short speech. Congratulations.
Bill, I want you to know how appreciative we are of your short speech, but in particular, of your commitment to the community college system. Your recent re-election as chair of the State Board is a very positive sign for the system and of what we can become to serve the citizens of the Commonwealth of Virginia. I would now like to ask Mr. Clarence Dickerson to come forward. In April of last year, we lost a much-loved student to the tragedies of juvenile cancer, and we presented her parents with the first Stephanie Lee Ferguson Medallion of Courage. This year's recipient was the unanimous selection of the committee. He has struggled with physical problems to reach this stage tonight. He was one of the last children at age 6 months to contract polio in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Yet with unbending courage, with absolute resolve, he is here, and he has earned and achieved the admiration, the respect, and love of us all. Clarence's favorite statement is, "If you'll just give me a chance at bat, I'll hit the ball." We put the bat in your hands, Clarence, and graduating today is a real home run. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and recognize the 1991 recipient of the Stephanie Ferguson. Dr. Joe May, Dean of Instruction and Student Development, will now announce the recipients of the Special Recognition Awards and will then introduce those who will be presenting scholarship awards. Dr. May.
The college presents Special Recognition Awards to students in each of the 3 college divisions. The recipients of this year's awards are as follows. Would you please come forward as your names are called? Rosemary after a critical illness in Charlottesville. Yet Carolyn was able, even under these sad circumstances, to finish her exams in a timely manner. She is graduating tonight with a 4.0 GPA. I will now introduce some individuals who will be presenting several graduate scholarships. We are delighted to have with us tonight Mr. Joe Foster, president of the Danville Kiwanis Club. Mr. Foster is here to make the award of the 16th recipient of a scholarship that was established by the Danville Kiwanis Club in honor of Mr. James T. Catlin, Jr. Mr. Foster.
Thank you and good evening. The Kiwanis Club of Danville is pleased to continue its long history of presenting the Kiwanis Club James T. Catlin Scholarship, and it is my privilege this evening to make this presentation. Since time is the most precious commodity at this exercise, I will say very little about the history of the scholarship and spend most of my allotted time telling you about the most deserving recipient of this year's award. She has been accepted at the Medical College of Virginia to continue her undergraduate work in pursuit of a degree in pharmacy with aspirations of becoming a pediatrician. Many things can be said about her, but a comment by one of her instructors tells us much, and I quote, "She is intelligent, hardworking, dependable, and inspiring. I give her my highest praise." I'm pleased to be associated with an organization which can, by making scholarships such as this, assist young people in obtaining their goals and following their dreams. It gives me a special pleasure to present this year's Kiwanis Club James T. Catlin Scholarship to Wendy Dawn Black.
Dr. Edward White, Chairman of the Division of Business and Computer Information Systems, will now present the Mcgovern General Excellency Award. Dr. White.
Thank you, Dr. May. The Mcgovern General Excellency Award in the amount of $1,000 is awarded each year as a result of a gift to the college from Dr. and Mrs. Francis Mcgovern. The recipient of the award is a student who has completed 2 years at Danville Community College, has fulfilled the requirements for an Associate in Arts and Science degree, and is transferring to a senior institution in pursuit of a baccalaureate degree. The purpose of this award is to recognize scholarship and to further the recipient's educational development toward leadership and citizenship. The recipient is selected by the Danville Community College Scholarship Committee, composed of faculty members appointed by the president of the college. The basis for the selection is threefold: scholastic achievement, leadership, and citizenship. This year's award recipient is graduating this evening from the Business Administration curriculum with a 3.73 grade point average and will transfer to Virginia Tech this fall to complete the degree requirements for a BS in Business Management and a Master's in Business Administration. He is a member of Who's Who among students in American junior colleges, has been on the Dean's or President's Honors List each semester, and received the I Got the Business at DCC Award in the fall and spring semesters of his sophomore year. He is also a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. In writing his recommendation for this year's recipient, the honoree's faculty advisor stated, "He is a well-rounded, level-headed young man. His academic ability is superior. He is well-liked and respected by his peers in recognition of his genuine sincerity. He will be a great ambassador for the college." Coming from a family of educators, this year's recipient is a 1989 graduate and valedictorian of his class at Dan River High School, where his father was and still is the principal, and is graduating tonight from a college where his mother is a member of the administrative staff. I too have a personal tie to this year's honoree. Having a daughter his age who's also a rising junior in college, I can remember when he used to pull her ponytails when they were playing in the playpen. It gives me a great deal of pleasure to present this year's Mcgovern General Excellency Award to a young man who has accomplished much in a short period of time, Mr. Brian G. Foster.
Tonight we welcome Ms. Myra Milam, President of the Danville Virginia Tech Alumni Association. Ms. Milam will present a scholarship to one of our graduates who will be attending Virginia Tech this fall. Ms. Milam.
I am here as a representative of the Danville Area Virginia Tech Alumni Association. The Danville Area Chapter is a functional constituent of the large organization of Virginia Tech alumni. The purpose of our Danville Area Chapter is threefold. First, to promote a favorable opinion of the university to the public. Secondly, to promote a closer fellowship among the alumni, the students, and the friends of the university. And thirdly, to award a scholarship to a deserving student from the chapter area entering Virginia Tech. This year's Danville Area Virginia Tech Alumni Scholarship recipient is Kelly Lynn Bigford of Danville, Virginia. Kelly will enter Virginia Tech this fall as a junior. She has chosen to pursue a Bachelor of Science degree in business education. While working 2 part-time jobs, Kelly achieved and maintained an excellent academic record at DCC. On behalf of the Danville Area Chapter of the Virginia Tech Alumni Association, I congratulate Kelly Lynn Bigford and extend our sincere best wishes to her in the pursuit of her education at Virginia Tech.
On behalf of the college, I would like to express my deep appreciation to the Kiwanis Club of Danville, Mrs. Frances Mcgovern, and the Danville Virginia Tech Alumni Association for their continuing support of our endeavors and of our students. Thank you again. Tonight, we are especially pleased to witness the third presentation of the 3 James Bustard Scholarships provided to the College Foundation by Memorial Endowment bequeathed by Mrs. Elizabeth Bustard. The scholarships are in the amount of $2,000, $3,000, and $4,000. Will the following students please come forward? Tamara Ligon, Malia Turner, Carolyn Myers. Tamara is graduating with a degree in science and will be attending the Medical College of Virginia in the fall. She will be a recipient of the $2,000 scholarship. Malia is graduating with a degree in education and plans to attend Everett College. She will receive the $3,000 scholarship. And Carolyn is graduating with a degree in science and will be transferring to Everett College. Carolyn will receive the $4,000 Bustard Scholarship. Congratulations to all of them. Dr. Oliver will now make a special presentation.
I would now like to ask Amanda Oakes, as the graduating president of the Student Government Association, to come forward. Amanda has done a truly outstanding job this year. She has spent hours and hours of her time providing the leadership and the hands to make the SGA projects and events so successful. We've had a fine SGA this year. Amanda's concern for all of our students and what we try to accomplish as a community college has been remarkable, and we wish her well as she goes on to Everett College. Amanda, please accept this gavel as a symbol of our appreciation of your hard work this year. At this time, we will recognize the graduates as printed in the program.
We will now present the Danville Community College class of 1991 their certificates diplomas, and degrees. The graduates' names will be called in order of the curricula appearing in the graduation program. Will the graduates now please come forward?
John E. Dalton, Christopher B. Siddle, David L. Rowland, James E. Jones, Ricky L. Coe, Andrew C. Wilson, Wayne L. Thomas, Philip T. Rourke, Charles T. Hendricks, Alvin D. Coleman, Bradley L. Scruggs, Dennis L. James, Thomas D. Bowen Jr., Greg G. Vanderhyde, Tony A. Barber, Glenda Q. Herndon, Alicia D. Royal, Regina M. Piles, Gloria E. Pritchett, Joyce W. Lewis, Tammy A. Towler Motley, Susan N. Burnett, Pondia H. Irby, Sherry L. Dockery, Amy R. Shelton, Shannon N. Tysinger, Dwayne E. Wilson, Teresa Saunders, Lisa F. Fuquay, Carolyn M. Steinbach, Pamela C. Dillard, Amy Elizabeth Terry, Annette Marlowe, Michael E. Eames, Linwood Clay, Dewey S. Lowry, Barry Clark Fisher, Cindy J. Bennett, Renee C. Fuller, Kimberly C. McGee, Cassania N. Stupin, Vivian B. Herndon, Angela R. Claudin, Cindy C. Burton, Ladaria G. Woods, Adrian K. Watlington, Deborah K. Moore, Marva B. Jackson, Priscilla S. Walton, Sandra Tucker, Kelly R. Fuller, Clara J. Jones, Lorenza R. Saunders, Annie Reeves, Laura J. Welch, Elizabeth L. Penwarden, Constance R. Garland, Troy A. Beasley, Daniel J. Kleber, Amy L. Smith, Linda G. Ferguson, Kerry S. Criswell, Carla M. Allred, Jacqueline Wood, Lisa F. Wyatt, Brenda H. Young, Susan W. Ingle, Mary E. Cook, Viola W. Kraft, Mary A. Denning, Ida M. Thomas, Christine A. Bohanna, Leslie C. Cox, Deborah R. Giles, Matthew Gosnell, Fred W. Harville, Michelle R. Keene, Angela M. Stone, Carl C. Clemens, Kim K. Connor, Jerry L. Elliott, John L. Hendricks, James S. Murray, John M. Nottingham, Jeffrey O. Owen, Chris J. Phillips, Stephen E. Sally, Samuel H. Smith, Robert N. Grower, Milton D. Long, Stanley W. Brinkley, Michael Lee Bays, Johnny B. Mayo, Gerald B. Shields, Shannon D. White, Sammy L. Richardson Jr., Bradford L. Thomason, Brian D. Frump, Timothy W. Bush, Michael C. Malott, Wesley B. Reynolds, Paul A. Meskler, David D. Garrett, Jerry R. Moore, Samuel W. Redd, Joey D. Bain, William R. Hayes, Philip G. Cassie, Marshall J. Seaty, Calvin E. Lipscomb, Edward E. Clayton, Chris W. Laverne, Stephen M. Faust, Richard T. Curtis, Stephen R. Haynes, Scott E. Phoebus, Sherry L. Holly, Kenneth M. Fisher, Amy C. Hill, Wesley L. McKinney, Timothy L. Campbell, Randy Maxey, Clarence R. Dickerson, Leonard J. Fulcher, Ernest W. Shelton, Gregory Adams, Matthew C. Bryan, Gregory T. Durham, Kenneth B. Inman, Timothy K. Papagna, Bannis Castiglione, Tony W. Puckett, Christopher R. Spring, Mitch L. Stone, David L. Strader, Calvin S. Warren, Joseph D. Wooten, Troy Bain, Joseph S. Scruggs, John D. Mason, Abdullah Nesmith, Selwyn L. Wilson, Bobby V. Moore, Scott C. Stoltz, Eric A. Fensterer, Donald R. Cornell, Teresa L. Warnstar, Ivan S. Morset, John T. Finney. The following students are degree students: Sylvia J. Wright, Amanda L. Oates, Marty R. Sawyers, Tammy L. Waller, Catherine L. Bowen, Francis D. Swarngen, Timothy M. Moorfield, Gerald F. Watson, Mary Ann Shelton, Linda R. Hudgens, Judy T. Houghton, Ronald S. Conley, Angela R. Boswell, Rosemary M. Barker, Deborah D. Moore, Suzanne T. Mayhew, Gail Cole, Patricia C. Yancey, Bart A. Aggioni, Susan A. Eskew, Sarah E. Melton, Raymond L. Worley, Stacy L. Whitefeld, Steve L. Myers, Thomas A. Glass, John T. Henderson, Mark A. Davis, Eric W. Prunty, Lisa R. Elliott, Angela K. Bryant, Georgiana C. Schreffler, Marcella J. Scott, Alvin O. Collins, Evelyn E. Catlett, Tony V. Dillard, David M. Edwards, Jeanette C. Long, Tracy L. Belcher, Jerry T. Hankin, Linda K. Stanfield, Jim E. Lindley, James R. Mann, Eloise G. Wade, Michelle M. Fuquay, Kelly L. Bickford, Shannon L. Holt, Ginger Y. Erham, Melissa C. Golden, Betty J. Burnett, Wendy G. Hilton, Lisa M. Meek, Cecil S. Thomas, Sonny A. Scarce, Lee M. Scarborough, Clarence K. Jones, Tyler A. Handy, Christy A. Hancock, Sherry L. Vaughn, Christina C. Smith, Carlton R. Mitchell, Brian G. Foster, Tanner L. Owen, Angela R. Keith, Leslie D. Callan, Rhonda G. Ballou, Sheila G. Smithers, Deborah H. Day, Kathy A. Haas, April R. Fisher, Annette M. Waller, Tricia D. Sadler, Ellen L. Haskins, Amy R. Dove, Glenn W. Hammock, Herschel M. Stowe, John W. Atkins, Darren C. Smith, Kelly M. Phelps, Bernadette Arnold, Susan Throckmorton, Christy A. DiCello, Stephanie A. Chulzinski, Robin G. Crumpton, Suzanne Hines, Sandra K. Wright, Curtis L. Alderson, Richard H. Booth, Rhonda L. Holly, Jason Samuel Morris, Jeffrey Scott McDowell, Elizabeth B. Johnson, Melissa A. Lawson, Karen R. Keller, Anthony Wyatt, Desmond L. Touchstone, Troy Stowe, Julie A. Hilton, Harold W. Arnn, Brian D. Pruitt, Brian A. Thomason, Renee L. Hall, Tanya L. Coghill, David W. Dickens, Lawrence D. Griffith, Jennifer D. Walker, Malia G. Turner, Crystal D. Robertson, Kimberly Redding, Terry Spainhour, Robert D. S. Sneed, Ricky Allen Holly, Gail E. Hasmer, Carolyn C. Myers, Tamara C. Liggett, Wendy D. Black, Stephanie M. Kendrick, Crystal F. Boswell, Carla S. Hudgens, and Amy L. Rolfson.
I wish we clapped after they said. Huh? Mommy?
Will the graduates please stand? President Oliver, the faculty have recommended and the administration has certified that the candidates now being presented to you fulfill all of the requirements needed for graduation.
By the authority vested in the presidency, I confer the degrees, diplomas, and certificates for which you have been certified, and all the rights and privileges extended to you thereof. You are now graduates of Danville Community College. You may be seated. As we prepare for the benediction, graduates, I want you to embed this moment in your memories. I want you to take particular pride in what you have accomplished and to mark this moment in your memory as a time of significance. You have joined the elite. You have joined the part of society that has graduated from an institution of higher education. And I note that more than half, 53% to be exact, of all freshmen and sophomore undergraduates in the United States are presently enrolled in community colleges. Tonight, goals and dreams have been fulfilled. There are parents and grandparents here tonight who never thought never thought in a million years that they would witness what they have witnessed tonight. But I can also tell you there are graduates that are here tonight that never thought they would be here tonight. Somehow I know you didn't imagine a sultry summer evening, 95% humidity, thunderstorms in the weather forecast, but you've done it. You are graduating. You have graduated. But you have not gotten here alone. Though it may have occasionally seemed a lonely trip, you have had parents or brothers and sisters, or aunts and uncles, friends, and yes, even your children who have helped you get here, and a faculty who has encouraged you and inspired you. Graduates, join me in giving all of these very special people a large round of applause. Tonight is not an ending. It is a beginning, a commencement. You are graduating, finishing your programs here, but you are also commencers, beginning a new opportunity for your life. Be visionaries, for that is what leadership requires. Be doers, for success depends on vision and action, but also remember, be caring people. You must have hopes, you must have dreams, you must have aspirations, and you must find excitement and hope and energy in other people, in helping other people achieve. And each day of your life, think of what you have accomplished and how you can help others accomplish their goals. Congratulations, class of 1991. Would everyone please rise for the benediction?
Shall we pray? Dearest God, our Redeemer from the evil that entraps and sustainer through the heat and the fatigue of the contest, we bless the members of this graduating class of 1991, their families and friends, in thy name. Ever abide near them in life's experiences that lie ahead, that they may look steadfastly to thee for thy love messages in these experiences as they choose to respond. And with thy presence in their hearts, may they avoid the beguiling temptations of evil that promise delight but deliver destruction. Rather, may they choose to live a life of true goodness and godliness, encouraging their neighbors, glorifying thee, and enjoying eternally the fruits of the life of loving service. In thy name. Amen. Right. Amen.